Hello, dear students of C section. Welcome back. This is Professor Anand Badkir, your faculty for engineering graphics. So today I'm here to explain you the problems on pyramids. So in the last two classes, we have seen two different problems, one with square prism and another with pentagonal prism. So today we are going to solve a problem with respect to a pyramid. Okay, so let us read the question first. So there is a pentagonal pyramid. Okay, 25 mm is the side of the base, 50 mm is the axis length, and it is resting on HP on one of its corners of the base. So that is our first data, rests on HP on one of the corners of the base, such that the two base edges containing the corner on which it rests make equal inclination with HP. I'll come to this statement later when I'm solving it. So draw the projections of the pyramid when the axis of the pyramid is inclined to HP at 40 degree and VP at 30 degree. So this is what they have to say. So here you can see the axis of the prism is inclined to HP and to VP, right? So the axis itself is inclined to both the plane. So this is the data we require. Okay, now before I start with the problem, first let me show you pentagonal pyramid, how it looks like. So you can see here, this is the 3D model of a pentagonal pyramid, right? So he says that the base edge is 25, that is this length is 25, and total height of the pyramid is 50 mm. So it is resting on horizontal plane. Okay, so the main difference between a prism and a pyramid is it will be having one polygon which is at the base, and then it will be having a apex point. So you can observe here all the corner base of the pyramid, this particular one is joined to the apex. All corners are joined to the apex. Okay, so these faces what you are seeing, the triangular faces, these are called slant triangular faces. So you take any pyramid, whether it is a square, pentagon, hexagon, triangle, anything, the faces of each of the pyramid will always be in triangular shape. So this is the triangular shape what you can observe. So this triangular shape is called slant triangular faces, and the edge which joins the corner to the apex is called slant edge of the pyramid. So these are the parameters you should be knowing, because depending upon this we will be solving the problems. Okay, so this is slant triangular face and this is slant edge. Okay, so now in this problem he says that pentagon is of 25 mm base length and height is 50 and is resting on horizontal plane on one of the corners of the base. Okay, so first we'll start with that. So taking a line command xy, so let me name it vphp. So horizontal plane and then we have vertical plane. So xy line will be obviously there, x and then y. Okay, so first let us draw the polygon. Now the problem says it is resting on horizontal plane, so I am supposed to start with HP and it's a pentagonal pyramid. So polygon, number of sides 5, edge. Okay, so now the problem says it is resting on one of its corners of the base. So I have to make sure that the corner is on the right hand side, so that I can get the corner and then I can tilt it in clockwise direction, as we have followed for the other problems also. This is the corner, base edge is 25 mm, this is base edge, right? Now the point you need to observe here is this all I can see from the top view of a pyramid or something else is missing? So to clarify that, let me go to this 3D model. You can see this is the isometric view. So if I go to the top view of the pyramid, so look here, this is the top view. So in this layout, the drawing, I have drawn the outside profile of the pentagon. You can see outside profile of the pentagon I have drawn, but from the top view I can see this apex also, and I can see this slant edges which are connecting from each corner to the apex. So this is a very important thing in pyramid. When you are drawing the pyramid in the top view, always you can see what apex point, and you can also see the slant edges which are connected from the corner to the apex. So if you forget to show this in the top view, then it just becomes a pentagonal lamina, okay, because there is nothing to show. So if you leave only this much, it becomes a lamina because we have not shown apex and join. So to show this as a pyramid, it is very important that you locate the midpoint of this pentagon, taking the line command. You can see this is the midpoint. So from the midpoint, it should be joined to the all the corners. So these are slant edges which you can observe from the top view, right? So this is the top view of a pentagon, which is exactly like this. So I repeat once again, if you forget to join these slant edges to the apex, then it becomes pentagonal lamina, not pentagonal pyramid. So if you do that mistake, then definitely you will get a 0, because the question says it's a pyramid, but you have done what? Lamina. So please don't forget to join the slant edges to the apex, irrespective of any pentagon, whether it is a triangular, square, pentagon, hexagon. This has to be shown for a pyramid. Okay, so now I will name it. So naming becomes very easy here because we just have one bottom face to name, there is no top face. So this will become A, small letters, this will become B, C, D, E, and if you want you can name the apex as O, right? So this is the namings, very simple. We have only the bottom face, so only the bottom face namings I have done. So from the previous problem you know that in the top view bottom faces are named as A, B, C, D, E. So the same namings I have followed here. So now let me do its front view. So I will project it one by one. Okay. Now to project the front view, I need the help of the axis, because the axis is one which will tell me what is the height. So height is 50 mm. So look here how to do the projection for pyramid. This is very important. Okay, so first you need to project the axis. So from here to here you project it and then project the axis. This axis length is 50 mm as per given question. Make it as center line. So it is not visible. So right click, properties, and change this to 0.5. Okay, so this is the axis. Now this axis is to be joined to the all the bases, because you can see here in this model, if I go for the front view, you can see here, if I go to the front view of this model, right, this is the front view. So from the front you can see this one line as a straight, and then all the corners are connected to its particular apex over here, right? So this is how the front view will look like. So the same front view I have to do here also. So I'll take the line command, first draw the base, this is the base, and join it to the apex, and join this side also to the apex. So this becomes your front view. So quickly name that. So single line text. So the observer is looking from here, so you can see only B, C and D, whereas A and D will be hidden. So I'll name them now. Okay, so this will be bottom faces A1 dash, within the bracket B1 dash, then here it will be D1 dash, and here it would be E1 dash and C1 dash at this point. So E1 dash, okay, E1 dash should be within the brackets, so C1 dash. So this is how it will look like. Fine. Sorry, the bottom faces in the top view are named as A1, B1, C1, D1, not as ABCD. So let me rename it. This is A1, this is B1, this is C1, this is D1, and this is E1. Okay, so now the apex you can name it. So apex I will name it as O1 dash. So O1 dash. Right, so that becomes the front view. So in the next part of the question, he says it is resting on one of its corners of the base. So that is important. It is resting on one of the corners of the base, so in such a way that the axis is inclined at 40 degrees to HP. So now I need to do this second portion here. So this is vertical plane. I need to show the horizontal plane's inclination. So horizontal plane inclination is 40 degree. So I have to make sure that I need to rest it on the corner D1 dash such that axis is inclined at 40 degrees. Okay, now here I cannot apply the theory of the prisms, right? So in the prisms, what we are doing, you can look here, this axis and this edge were both parallel. So if this is inclined at 40 degree, automatically axis will also be inclined at 40 degree. But in case of pyramids, this won't be true because these both lines are not parallel. So what I need to do is you can take a simple concepts of triangle, right? So if you incline this line, for example, I'll just show you here. If you take one particular pyramid like this, okay, so I'm just showing it as an example, right? So if you look here, if I project it in this way, taking this as D and axis is inclined at 40 degrees, you can see that I can make a small triangle over here. You can see this. By this I can make a small triangle. Out of this is 90, this will be 90 degrees, right? So if this is 40 degree, then the base inclination will be 50 degree, because sum of a triangle is 180 degree. So if this is 90, if axis is making 40, then automatically base is making how much? 50 degree. So I'll be using this concept to make the inclination in the second position. So what I will do is, here the axis should be inclined at 40 degree. So if axis is at 40 degree, then base will be at 90 minus 40, that is 50 degree. So I'll incline the base at 50 degree so that automatically axis comes at 40 degree. So this concept I am going to use for the second projection. So I'll just copy this, copy, and okay, it didn't get copied. Select, copy from this particular point. So keep the ortho on so that it moves along the xy line. Okay, I will place it here, right? So now I'll select this again, switch off the ortho. Okay, so rotation, I'm going to take D as a fixed point, reference, and again this and this point. So I'm inclining with respect to base. Base I'm going to make it at 50 degree so that automatically axis will become 40 degree. Okay, so what angle I have to input here? So this is this particular line. So you know that AutoCAD measures in counterclockwise direction. So for AutoCAD, if I want this angle to be 50 degree, right? So it should be how much? 90 plus 40, that is 130. So if I give angle as 130, right, then automatically this base will be at 50 degrees. You can check this. So this base is at 50 degree, but we are not interested in the inclination of the base, we are interested in the inclination of axis. So if this base is at 40, then automatically axis should be at 40 degree. So let us check it. You can see axis is inclined at 40 degree. This is what we required, right? So I'll just move this, right? Okay, it got merged. Okay, so now to this I need to do the top view projection. So let us start with the top view projection. So first here projection will be simple as we have only one single base. So I'm starting from here. So A and B, so it will come till here. This line will have C and E, which will come till here. This line will have D, which will come till here. Then do the projection from A, then do the projection from E, and do the projection from C. So now you can join all the lines one by one. So that becomes the base of the pyramid. Nine. Okay, now I need to project the apex. Apex will be on the same line of D, right? Now the important thing to look here is I need to join a slant edge from all the corners to the apex without fail, because it's a pyramid and we know that in the pyramid all the corners will be joined to the apex by the slant edge. So take a line command, A2 apex, then B2 apex, C2 apex, D2 apex, and finally E2 apex. You have to make sure that all the slant edges should be joined to the apex without fail. Okay, so let me name it quickly. So starting from here, so this is A1, this will be B1, C1, this would be D1, and this would be E1, and this will be O1, just to differentiate. Okay, so that's it. Now next thing is to find out the hidden edges. Okay, so yesterday I told you hidden edges you will always get in second and third position. So in the second position, because in the front we are copying the same thing, there is no possibility of hidden edge here, so there will be only possibility in the top view. So how to find the hidden edges? The three thumb rules which I told you yesterday. First thing is all the outer boundary is visible. So these are the outermost boundary which are visible, so it cannot be hidden. Second point is which is the furthest point to the observer. Okay, now before I go to the furthest point, remember one thing: in pyramids apex is not considered as a point. Please remember this. Apex is just an imaginary point, so it is not considered as the furthest point in any of the cases, right? So keeping this in mind, if the observer is looking from here, the furthest point to the observer is this, and this point is D1 dash. Okay, so here D1 dash is nothing but D1 in the top view. So the line joining from D1, that is this line, this line, this line, these three should be hidden. These three will be hidden lines. So apart from that, the third thumb rule, no two visible or hidden lines should be crossing each other. So do you find any two visible or hidden lines which are crossing each other? No, they are not. Okay, so henceforth these are the hidden edges. Now before you go to the next step, you need to project the axis also. Don't forget the axis. So axis will come from here to here. So this is the axis line. So these two lines are getting merged here, this line and hidden edge line. So that's fine, nothing can be done for that. Okay, now let us come to the third position. Now before you go to third position, what is the thing you need to check is you need to check whether you have to find apparent inclination beta or not. So coming to this problem, the question says the axis of the pyramid is inclined to VP at 30 degree. So the axis is inclined. So I need to check what is the original length of the axis, then what is the apparent length of the axis. If lengths are changing, then I have to find what? Apparent inclination. If they are same, then I don't have to find it. Okay, so I'll go here. So the original length of the axis is 50 mm, which is stated in the problem itself. This is original length. Let us show it here. This is 50. Okay, then the apparent length of the axis will be this length, second position top view. So if I check the second position top view axis length, this is 38, so it is less than 50. The length of the axis has changed. It means what? I need to find apparent inclination beta angle over here. Okay, so beta angle, yesterday I already told you how to find it out. I'll repeat it again, just listen. So here VP is inclined at 30 degree. So in manual sketch we draw a 30 degree line. On this we mark the original length of the axis. So here what I will do, I will directly copy the axis over here. So I will directly copy the axis and keep it over here, right? So this should be inclined at 30 degree. So I'll select this, rotate this point as a fixed reference. So this I'll give angle minus 30. Okay, so this is what we do in manual sketch. We draw a 30 degree line. On that line we mark the length of the axis. So here in the software I just copied the axis and rotated it to 30 degree. Now I'll take line command, draw the horizontal locus for this. Okay, so once I draw the horizontal locus, then I need to measure what is the apparent length of the axis, and with this at center I have to cut the arc on this locus. Okay, so what here I will do is I will directly copy this apparent length, copy, place it here. Now for this particular length I need to cut the arc. So I will take arc center start end, center start, hold control and cut the arc. So this is where arc is cutting. So I will draw a line from here to this. It should show intersection. Okay, then I will delete this arc and this line not required. So this is your 30 degree line, this is your beta angle line. Okay, so let us measure how much is beta angle. Beta angle, what you will get will be 41 degrees. Okay, so for time being I will delete this. Now this is your beta angle line, this is your axis line. So with respect to this I need to reconstruct this entire pyramid over here in the manual sketch. In the software I can just directly copy this and rotate it with respect to that. Okay, so I'll do it. So copy with respect to this point and I will keep it before that. Let me just move it a little bit that side so that the views doesn't get merged. Move, keep the ortho on so that the angle is not disturbed. F8, move, let me do it a little bit away. Now I will select this completely, copy from here and keep it at this point. So now I need to merge this line with this line. Okay, so I'll select the entire thing again including this, switch off the ortho, rotate, this is the fixed point, reference, same point, this same point, I need to keep it on this point. That's it. So switch on the ortho now and move it within the sheet. Move it a little bit closer. Switch on the ortho or else the angle will get disturbed. Yeah, this much would be enough, right? So this is the position what we got. Now I need to get the final position. So to get the final position I need to do the projection line. So D is on the XY line, so D will come till here. Then C and E are at this point and A and B are at this point. So C will be projected to this line, then E will be projected to this line, then A to this point and then B to this point. So join all the lines now. This is A, B, then C, D, E, back to A. Okay, so that is the base of the pyramid. Extra lines you can trim it. Right, So now I require what? Apex point. So line from this point till here. So this is where apex will come. Now join all the corners to the apex. Okay, so I joined all the corners to the apex now. So this is how it is looking in the final position. So let me name it because I need to find out the hidden edges here. So starting from here, so this is a1 dash, so this is b1 dash, then this point would be c1 dash, this on the xy line will be d1 dash, and this point would be e1 dash, and this point would be o1 dash. Okay, so now I need to find out the hidden edges. Okay, so to find the hidden edges, first thumb rule, all outer boundaries are visible. So here the outer boundaries would be, sorry, not that, we need to consider the outermost boundaries. Yeah, so these are the outermost boundaries which are always visible, so these cannot be hidden. Next is, which is the furthest point to the observer. So the observer is looking from here, the furthest point to the observer would be C. I told you already, apex is not considered as the point, it is just an imaginary point which connects, so we are not considering apex when you are finding the hidden edges, so leave the apex point. Okay, so leaving the apex point, the furthest point from this position would be C1, which is nothing but C1 dash here. So which are the lines going from C1 dash? C1 dash to B1 dash to D1 dash and C1 dash to O1 dash. Now because C1 dash to B1 dash and C1 dash to D1 dash are outer boundary, it cannot be hidden. So only C1 dash to O1 dash would be hidden. So select this line and make it as hidden. Okay. Now coming to the third thumb rule. Are there two visible or hidden lines which are crossing each other? So if you look carefully here, yeah, you can see here these two lines, right? These two are visible lines which are crossing each other at this particular point, right? So according to our third rule, it is not supposed to happen. No two hidden or visible lines will cross each other. So it means that out of these two lines, any one is hidden, any one is visible. So now how to confirm it, which is hidden, which is visible? Very simple. Come back to this view again. Okay, so the furthest point to the observer is C1. After this, which is the next furthest point you need to check? After C1, which is the next furthest point? Next furthest point is D1. So now it means the lines going from D1 would be hidden. So if you look here, which are the lines going from D1 dash? This point are this line, and this line. These are the three lines which are going from D1 dash. This is D1 dash point. Now D1 dash to C1 dash and D1 dash to E1 dash is outer boundary. It cannot be hidden. So the only possibility is this line D1 dash to O1 dash, which has to be hidden. So now you can see that one of the line is hidden, one of the line is visible. Okay, so this is where the third rule will come into act. In prisms you may not apply this, but in pyramids it will come into act. So henceforth I can finally see there are two hidden edges at this particular point. Okay, so that completes the problem. So apart from this, you please need to show the apparent inclination, which I have not shown here, apparent inclination, and then you need to show the edge length of the pentagonal pyramid, edge length and axis length. That's it. Okay, so please go through the video once completely, try to solve it, Now at the end of this class, I will be rolling out the assignment questions on pyramids. So these assignment questions are to be completed and they are to be submitted by Saturday before 1 p.m. Okay, so these are to be completed and to be submitted on Saturday before 1 p.m. Till then, be safe, stay at home, spend lots of time with your family. This is the best time you can get with them, right? So stay safe, keep yourself safe, and keep your loved ones safe. Thank you.